kind of inspired by a love triangle that I wasn't in, but I was really close to other people in. And it's a dramatization of what I said. So let's go. It's Kid A. Is the music Radiohead. Make it a little louder. Next conversation. Goodbye, fair maiden. He types in, thinking to himself he's done something that just might be the best correction. He types in, goodbye, my fair maiden, and he knows he just one-upped himself. On the other side of the world, she has beside herself a smile, and it rarely comes out these days. It's warm and generous like the one on a doll's face. It's gentle and strong because she's lived a long life, and she knows what's worth a grin and what's worth a smile. So she gives him one. Equal sign and a capital D, if only I could be, she types in. Her hands sad with the sand of why her life always takes her from him, and they fall to the keyboard as if bored with the fantasy of a funny little man who gives off the vague impression of someone she'd want to spend the rest of her life with. Can do a lot of things. He types in with red exclamation point in a big font in hopes that she'll be laughing, but it's a swing and a miss. She kisses her small worn hands and presses it to a glass screen, keeping her from Mr. Right. Good night, she types in. And good morning, he replies. And then he rubs his eyes. All night long, again for the second time this weekend, he tries to pretend he's not so sad when it's the end of this conversation. Back to this life, then. They both say under their breaths as he gets dressed for work and she takes on another quest for sanity. So when she gets off, she can run home to stare at a computer screen and wait for a guy who knows the what, where, and why of everything she seems to need. The PC screen turns idle, contemplating the suggestive things that it should shut down and go to sleep, all while wondering why his computer screen is still on as he pours his heart out into another rant of that heartfelt poetry. And it is now being forced to get turned off so she can save her electricity. Her computer misses the sounds of its typing keyboard already. Her feet follow her right now. In and out of the white clouds dance her eyes as she tries to spy something wrong with such a beautiful evening. The sun is setting, relenting the mantle to a moon that has always been so much more eager to be a handful of beauty. Silent violets and crying cranberries. Those are the colors of the twilight for her in this evening's late day catch-up on her daydreaming. His favorite colors, she thinks. And she can't wait to tell him the next day what she really thinks. I love. She speaks out loud to a much quieter and less blessed scenery, and on the opposite side of the world he types in perfectly you. Now proud of his latest heartfelt poetry, he types it in again. I love you, deciding that life's best things come in too. I love you. And right now, neither feels too alone. And right now, he's driving while talking on the phone. I love her, Johnny. I've just bought a plane ticket today. I have an address and I've done my math. I've saved up just enough money to last me all the way there and back. My plane's scheduled soon for a takeoff, so I'll see you in a couple days. Cross your fingers, Johnny, and pray for good things. Good luck, says Johnny, but Johnny gets no reply. Click is all he hears as he breaks down in tears and cries because Johnny has loved this boy for so long he can't even begin to remember why. Good luck is the last thing this boy hears as a truck swerves and cuts him off. Time slows down now to that of a ticking grandfather clock. His car spins hard as he slams down for the brakes. He breaks through a railing, and now the only thing in his way from imminent death is open space. His feet still punching hard at the brakes as if it mattered anyway. Last thing he sees or hears is his watch beeping and saying, if you intended to go to work, you're late today. And then he sees nothing, and she simply can't wait for their next conversation.